A rhinoceros or a rhino is a member of any of the five extant species of odd-toed ungulates in the family Rhinocerotidae. Two of the extant species are native to Africa and three to South and Southeast Asia. After elephants, rhinos are the second largest land animal. One of the few surviving megafauna, the species underwent its initial evolution during the Eocene, an age that ended roughly 34 million years ago. Animals that, by modern standards, are just enormous. They consume only plants, have small brains for mammals their size, one or two horns, and extremely thick protective skin made of collagen layers arranged in a lattice pattern. Although their ability to ferment food in their hindgut enables them to survive on more fibrous plant materials when necessary, they mostly ingest green material. The two African species of rhinos, in contrast to other parasitoctiles, have no teeth at the front of their mouths. Instead, they eat by biting their lips. Rhinos are well known for their extremely poor eyesight, but they have excellent hearing and a good sense of smell. The rhinoceros is typically found in savannas and dense woodlands where there is enough of food for them to eat and cover for them to hide in. Historically, rhinoceros ranges covered most of Africa and Southeast Asia, but they have drastically reduced in recent decades. The majority of sub-Saharan Africa was the rhinoceros historical range in Africa, which was made mostly of grasslands and savanna. Even though black rhinos can still be found today from South Africa to Ethiopia, their populations are now confined to a few smaller places on nature reserves and other protected areas. In general, rhinos lead solitary lives. Indian and Javan rhinos have more ill-defined territories that may overlap, but black rhinos will defend their region fiercely. The more heavily forested and vegetated Sumatran rhinoceros are careful in leaving dung and urine traces. The white rhino is the most sociable of all rhino species, whilst the most are lonely creatures. White rhinos frequently congregate in groups of 12 or more. This behavior is more prevalent among females who are nursing calves because it can aid mothers in protecting their young when they are more vulnerable to predators. The only real predators of adult rhinoceros in the wild are humans. However, young rhinos can occasionally fall victim to big cats, crocodiles, African wild dogs, and hyenas. Due to rhinoceros being murdered by poachers for their horns, which fetch high prices on the black market, most living rhinoceros species are now categorized as endangered. The two countries that dominate the modern rhino horn market are China and Vietnam, where wealthy people purchase it for use in traditional Chinese medicine and other purposes. There is no proof that rhino horns have any health benefits. They are formed of keratin, the same substance that makes up hair and nails. Yemen, which was the main source of demand for rhino horn in the 1970s and 1980s, has a market for rhino horn dagger handles as well. Rhinos are huge, fierce, and have a reputation for being tough, yet they are also quite vulnerable to poaching. They frequently visit water holes and can be easily killed while drinking. Global poaching rose as of December 2009, and efforts to safeguard rhinos are thought to be failing more and more frequently. Averaging 450 days, rhinos have one of the longest gestation periods of any animal species. A white rhinoceros 548-day gestation, or around 18 months, was the longest reported captive gestation period. Due to their lengthy gestation, rhinos often delay 3 to 5 years before giving birth again. Repopulating rhinoceroses has proven to be a particularly difficult task because of their lengthy gestation periods and spaced-out calving intervals. The oldest known black rhino lived to be 52 years old, while the oldest white rhino in captivity reached the age of 55. Most rhino species have a life expectancy of 35 to 50 years. That was all for now. If you want more videos like this, please like, subscribe, and leave us a comment for more topics.